Hello and welcome to Election Night 2032. Today we have Republican nominee Attorney General Kris Kobach with his running mate, former Indiana Senator Todd Young, versus the Democrat nominee, West Virginia Senator Richard Ojeda with his running mate, New York Senator Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Let's take a look at the past election results. First, we have the 2020 election results of Donald Trump defeating Joe Biden 298 to 240. The 2024 election results, Andrew Cuomo defeating Mike Pence 300 to 238. The 2028 election results, Ron DeSantis defeating incumbent President Andrew Cuomo 293 to 245. DeSantis promised only to serve one term that election, and he kept on his promise. It is now 7 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Georgia and their 17 electoral votes, too close to call. Indiana and their 11 electoral votes, Kris Kobach is the projected winner. This is Kobach's running mate's home state. Kentucky and their 8 electoral votes, projected to go to Kris Kobach. South Carolina and their 9 electoral votes, projected to go to Kris Kobach. Vermont and their 3 electoral votes, projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Virginia and their 13 electoral votes, projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Here's the current electoral map. Kobach leads 28 to 16 with 17 electoral votes still pending. Out of the Virginia Senate race, incumbent Senator Mark Warner decided to retire in 2032, and the former Virginia Governor Mark Herring threw his hat into the ring and has won in the Senate race. Out of the Indiana governor race, Congressman Trey Hollingsworth has been elected as Indiana's governor. Out of the Vermont governor race, T.J. Donovan has been re-elected. It is now 7:30 and the following states have poll closings. Out of North Carolina and their 19 electoral votes, it is too close to call. Ohio and their 17 electoral votes, projected to go to Kris Kobach. West Virginia and their 4 electoral votes, this is Richard Ojeda's home state, it is projected to go to Kris Kobach. Georgia and their 17 electoral votes, too close to call. Here's the current electoral map. Kobach leading 49 to 16 with 36 pending calls. 36 electoral votes pending, Out of the West Virginia Senate race, Shelley Moore Capito has won re-election. It is now 8 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Alabama and their 8 electoral votes, projected to go to Kris Kobach. Connecticut and their 7 electoral votes, too close to call. Delaware and their 3 electoral votes, too close to call. DC and their 3 electoral votes, projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Florida and their 31 electoral votes, too close to call. Illinois and their 18 electoral votes, projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Maine at large and their 2 electoral votes, too close to call. Maine's 1st district, too close to call. Maine's 2nd district is projected to go to Kris Kobach. Maryland and their 10 electoral votes, projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Massachusetts and their 10 electoral votes, projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Mississippi and their 6 electoral votes, projected to go to Kris Kobach. Missouri and their 10 electoral votes, projected to go to Kris Kobach. New Hampshire and their 5 electoral votes, too close to call. New Jersey and their 14 electoral votes, too close to call. Oklahoma and their 7 electoral votes, projected to go to Kris Kobach. Pennsylvania and their 18 electoral votes, too close to call. Rhode Island and their 3 electoral votes, too close to call. Tennessee and their 11 electoral votes, projected to go to Kris Kobach. We now have a call to the state of Georgia. Georgia and their 17 electoral votes, projected to go to Richard Ojeda. North Carolina and their 19 electoral votes, projected to go to Kris Kobach. Here's the current electoral map. Kris Kobach leads 111 to 74 with 84 pending electoral votes. Out of the Alabama Senate race, Tommy Tuberville has won re-election. Out of the Delaware Senate race, Chris Coons has won re-election. Out of the Illinois Senate race, the Democrat Senate leader Dick Durbin has won re-election. Out of the Massachusetts Senate race, Joe Kennedy III has won re-election. Out of the Mississippi Senate race, Cindy Hyde-Smith has won re-election. Out of the New Jersey Senate race, Cory Booker has won re-election. Out of the Oklahoma Senate race, Kevin Stitt has won re-election. Out of the Tennessee Senate race, Bill Hagerty has won re-election. Out of the Georgia Senate race, This is a flip from 2026. Jason Carter, the son of former President Jimmy Carter, has defeated incumbent David Perdue to win the seat for the Democrats. Out of the Kentucky Senate race, Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell decided to retire in 2032, hoping that a Republican could win the seat, but it looks like the former governor, Andy Beshear, has ended up winning the Senate race, flipping it blue. Out of the South Carolina Senate seat, Governor Dick Harpootlian has defeated incumbent Lindsey Graham, flipping the seat blue. Out of the North Carolina Senate race, Tom Tillis has won re-election. Out of the West Virginia governor race, Jeff Kessler has won, the first Democrat governor since Jim Justice, before he switched to the Republican Party. This is probably mainly due to Richard Ojeda being on the ticket, but we don't know for sure yet. Out of the Missouri governor race, Jay Ashcroft has won after 2 successful terms by Governor Mike Parsons. The secretary, or former secretary, decided to throw his hat in the ring and has won big. It is now 8:30 and the following states have poll closings. Arkansas and their 6 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Connecticut and their 7 electoral votes projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Delaware and their 3 electoral votes projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Maine's 1st district projected to go to Richard Ojeda. New Jersey and their 14 electoral votes projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Florida and their 31 electoral votes, too close to call. Maine at large and their 2 electoral votes, too close to call. New Hampshire and their 5 electoral votes, too close to call. Pennsylvania and their 18 electoral votes, too close to call. Rhode Island and their 3 electoral votes, too close to call. Here's the current electoral map. Kobach leads 117-99 with 59 pending electoral votes. Out of the Arkansas Senate race, Tom Cotton has won re-election. The New Hampshire Senate race, Kris has won re-election. Out of the North Carolina governor race, Jeff Jackson has been elected as North Carolina's new governor. It is now 9 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Out of Arizona and their 13 electoral votes, it is too close to call. Colorado and their 10 electoral votes projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Kansas and their 6 electoral votes, this is Kobach's home state, it is too close to call. Louisiana and their 8 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Michigan and their 14 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Too close to call. Minnesota and their 8 electoral votes, too close to call. Nebraska and all 5 of their electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. New Mexico and their 5 electoral votes projected to go to Richard Ojeda. New York and their 27 electoral votes projected to go to Richard Ojeda. This is Ojeda's running mate's home state. North Dakota and their 3 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach, as well as South Dakota and their 3 electoral votes. Texas and their 43 electoral votes, too close to call. Wisconsin and their 9 electoral votes, too close to call. Wyoming and their 3 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Maine at large and their 2 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. New Hampshire and their 5 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Pennsylvania and their 18 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Rhode Island and their 3 electoral votes projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Florida and their 31 electoral votes, too close to call. Here's the current electoral map. Kobach leads 161-144 with 124 pending electoral votes. Out of the Colorado Senate race, John Hickenlooper has won re-election. Out of the Louisiana Senate race, Bill Cassidy has won re-election. Out of the Nebraska Senate race, Ben Sasse has won re-election. Out of the New Mexico Senate race, Ben Ray Lujan has won re-election. Out of the South Dakota Senate race, Senator Mike Rounds had decided to retire in 2032, and Kristi Noem has won the nomination and essentially has won the general as well. Out of the Wyoming Senate race, Liz Cheney defeated incumbent Cynthia Loomis in the primary and has won the general, making her Wyoming's next female senator. Out of the Maine Senate race, Dale Crafts has won re-election. Out of the North Dakota governor race, Rick Becker has won. Out of the Delaware governor race, Lauren Witzke has become Delaware's first Republican governor in years. Out of the New Hampshire governor race, Don Bolduc has won re-election. It is now 10 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Out of Iowa and their 5 electoral votes, Kris Kobach is the projected winner. Montana and their 5 electoral votes, Kris Kobach is the projected winner. Nevada and their 6 electoral votes, too close to call. Utah and their 6 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Arizona and their 13 electoral votes projected to go to Richard Ojeda. Wisconsin and their 9 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Kansas and their 6 electoral votes, too close to call. Michigan and their 14 electoral votes, too close to call. Minnesota and their 8 electoral votes, too close to call. Texas and their 43 electoral votes, too close to call. Florida and their 31 electoral votes, too close to call. Here's the current electoral map. Kobach leading 186 to 157 with 108 pending electoral votes. Out of the Iowa Senate race, Joni Ernst is the projected winner. She has won re-election. Out of the Montana Senate race, Tim Fox has won re-election. Out of the Rhode Island Senate race, Senator Jack Reed has announced that he would be retiring in 2032, hoping that a Democrat would keep the seat, but it looks like a very popular mayor, Scott Avedisian, has won the seat, flipping it red this cycle. Out of the Texas Senate race, Senator John Gordon announced he was retiring, and of course Congressman Dan Crenshaw has won the seat for Republicans. Out of the Utah governor race, Burgess Owens has won re-election. It is now 11 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. California and their 54 electoral votes project to go to Richard Ojeda. Hawaii and their 4 electoral votes project to go to Richard Ojeda. Idaho and their 4 electoral votes project to go to Kris Kobach. Oregon and their 7 electoral votes, too close to call. Washington and their 12 electoral votes project to go to Richard Ojeda. Nevada and their 6 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Michigan and their 14 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Kansas and their 6 electoral votes, too close to call. Minnesota and their 8 electoral votes, too close to call. Texas and their 43 electoral votes, too close to call. Florida and their 31 electoral votes, too close to call. Here's the current electoral map thus far. Ojeda leading 226 to 213 with 95 pending electoral votes. We still have one more state to call. Out of the Idaho Senate race, Janice McGetchen has won re-election. Oregon Senate race, Alex Garlatos has flipped the seat, defeating incumbent Jeff Merkley. Out of the Kansas Senate race, this used to be Kris Kobach's seat. After Kris Kobach resigned from the seat to become the Attorney General for the DeSantis administration, the governor appointed someone who would become a very unpopular senator and who would have a low approval rating among the Senate. Democrats did not endorse him, did not pick a nominee, instead chose to endorse Greg Orman, and it looks like he has won big in this race, winning by 4 to 5 percentage points. Out of the Michigan Senator seat, Red Eagle is the projected winner. He had defeated a very unpopular incumbent in the primary and has seemingly won in the general now. In the Minnesota Senate race, Mike Lindell has won re-election. Out of the Washington governor race, Bob Ferguson has won re-election. Out of the Montana governor race, Matthew Rosendale has won re-election. It is now 1 a.m. and the following states have poll closings. Alaska and their 4 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. We also have a call of Oregon. Oregon and their 7 electoral votes projected to go to Richard Ojeda. It is now 2 o'clock and we now have a call. Minnesota has flipped red this election cycle. Minnesota and their 8 electoral votes projected to go to Kris Kobach. Kris Kobach has flipped the state of Minnesota. It is now 2:15. We now have a major call. Florida and their 31 electoral votes have flipped from red to blue again, as Richard Ojeda will pick up 31 electoral votes. Richard Ojeda has flipped the state of Florida. It is now 3:13 a.m. and we now have a call. Kris Kobach has won his home state of Kansas. Kansas and their 6 electoral votes will be projected to go to Kris Kobach. Here's the current electoral map thus far, with 1 state left to be called. This could go either way. Texas is a state that both campaigns need. Currently, Kobach is leading by 100 to 200 votes. This is a tight race, but of course recounts are happening all the time right now, and we might not have a call until a few weeks down the road. It has been 2 weeks, and we now have a call. Texas and their 43 electoral votes are projected to go to Richard Ojeda after multiple recounts. The Supreme Court had to get involved and ceased the vote count. Richard Ojeda has won the state of Texas by, it looks like, 60 votes. A very tight margin right there. Richard Ojeda has won Texas and their 43 electoral votes, and has been elected the 48th President of the United States of America, the 48th President, Richard Ojeda. Here's the final electoral map. 307 electoral votes go to Richard Ojeda, to 231 to Kris Kobach. Again, now we do have popular vote margin. It looks like Kris Kobach has narrowly won the popular vote margin, and there's only a difference of 300,000 votes, but Kobach has won the popular vote, which Republicans have never won the popular vote but lose the Electoral College. It's the very first time, and of course, we will see what happens out of this, if Republicans will start bitching about the Electoral College now, or if Democrats will be hypocritical and say we need the Electoral College. We don't know. We'll just have to see, wait and find out. Out of the Alaska Senate race, Dan Sullivan has won re-election. We do have the marginal map. Some close races was Oregon. Oregon was decided very late, as well as the state of Kansas. Kris Kobach, very unpopular in the state. Texas, of course, a very close race. Took a couple weeks to call that state. Minnesota was a close race as well. And finally, we also have the state of Florida. We have 5 states that were decided by less than 1%. This is a very tight election right now, a very tight one indeed. We will just have to wait if Ojeda will become a popular president or not. We also have the majorities in the Senate. Republicans have the majority. They keep the majority. They've had the majority for a long, long time. The Democrats have not held the majority. They were close in 2022, but ever since then, Republicans just kept adding and adding seats to the Senate. But it looks like Republicans keep the Senate 53 to 47. Otherwise, in the House, Democrats keep control of the House with 221 seats to 214. When it comes to the governors, Republicans have 34 seats to 16. That is a bad news for Democrats. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Chaotic One saying,